Good Monday morning. It's Weather Pops with you here about 9:30 in the morning on January 22nd. Got some special weather coming through Indiana today. It's going to be a little slick this evening. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm watching the weather right now. The West Coast has got a lot of water coming in, so they've got a lot of excessive rains and stuff out there that they're going through. And then this morning, I was looking into Texas where that water is streaming down from California through the air to get to Texas. And so what we've got is we've got a lot of ice and frozen precipitation going to be happening down in that area, and it's coming this way. So right now, winter weather advisories. There are winter storm watches and warnings. There are ice storm warnings down in northern part of Texas, eastern Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and we're moving on up into Missouri and Illinois. There's going to be a myriad of watches and advisories through there. So what we're going to have today is we've got a layer of warm air that's trapped between layers of cold air. So as that precipitation falls, it's going to fall down through that cold air. It's going to stay frozen. It's going to hit the warm air. It's going to melt. Then it's going to come through that frozen level again. And when it hits the ground, it's going to freeze on contact because it's got to be 32 or colder. And so as long as we're in that area, we're going to get that frozen precipitation. Here in central Indiana, we're not going to have to worry about a large amount of frozen precipitation. There maybe a tenth of an inch is what we're talking about. So on the scale of 1 to 5, which a lot of things in weather have got a 5 scale. So hurricanes, you have a Cat 5 is the worst, or Cat 1 is the minimal. Tornadoes, you have an EF 0 all the way up to an EF 5. Even in the ice and precipitation range, you have a chart that's 0 to 5. So where we're going to be sitting is a caution area, or a yellow 1 is what it's considered, and that is anywhere from a tenth of an inch up to maybe a half an inch of ice. We're going to see some maybe localized issues. We may have a little bit more ice in certain areas of town, but I think overall we're going to have minimal power outages, minimal tree limbs coming down, minimal wires and power problems here in the local Indianapolis area. What we've got to watch out for, though, is more than just lines that's coming down. It's stepping out on your sidewalk or going out to your car in the morning. So a little piece of advice: if you go out to the car, get up earlier before you go to work tomorrow morning. Start your car early if you're going to do that. Do not pour hot water on your windshield. It will crack your windshield. So give yourself extra time. Give yourself extra distance when you're out driving so that when somebody in front of you stops, you have time to stop. Because if you ride somebody's bumper, obviously you can have an accident and run into somebody. Activities for tonight: just be careful if you're going to be out and about. Then it looks like after about mid-morning tomorrow morning, it's all going to change back over to rain completely. We're going to have a high of 40 on Tuesday. And that high of 40 is going to cause that ice to melt. It's going to really basically kind of free us up a little bit. We're going to have 3 or 4 days, though, coming up. We're going to have some rain. It's going to be kind of those gray winter days that we're used to seeing here in Indiana. So Tuesday night, it's going to have quite a bit of rain. Wednesday night, Thursday, and Thursday night, we're going to look at some rain. Friday, it's going to become mostly cloudy. But those temperatures this week are going to be 40 tomorrow, 49 on Wednesday, 54 on Thursday, and back up to 46, or back down to 46, on Friday. So that's not a bad temperature. It's just going to be damp through that time. So we're used to that here in central Indiana. Again, I'm working on some of the programs that I've got to get us up and running to where we can see maps and things. But remember, we're going to be in a 1 out of 5 tonight on our ice, which is a very, very minimal type of impacts on us. There's areas that are beginning half an inch of ice. So if we get over a half an inch of ice, you got limbs falling. Anything over that starts getting to the catastrophic ranges, and you really have a lot of serious issues. I can remember the last major ice storm. Gosh, it's been a while, but 1988, I was working at a radio station in Richmond, Indiana, and it was either 87 around Christmas or 88 after the first of the year, and I was driving up to work, and we had a pretty significant ice storm that year. There was I remember looking at the radio towers and the limbs breaking and snapping. It was gorgeous as far as the sea, but it was really structurally bad on things. But that was the last bad ice storm I remember. If you remember something else, or an ice storm for your area of the country, drop it in the comments. please be sure to like and subscribe and share this video. I'd love to have more people. We're already starting to grow. I've only been running the channel for a couple of days, and we're up to almost 30 people, which to me cracks me up because it's it just started, but we're getting people to grow. Feel free to pass the word about. I'm going to be a type of a weather person who, again, this is a hobby. I'm not a professional meteorologist. I'm not certified in anything, but I'm having fun with this, and I'm going to try to put it in terms that people understand. Sometimes when you have professionals, they try to put terms that are big fancy words that make people think that, oh, look how big their brain is. And I'm not putting them down. I mean, that's just part of it. But as a paramedic, when I was out in the street, I always try to use terms that were simple for the patient in the back of the truck with me. Or when I was doing the firefighting, simple for the people who were putting their fire out, what I was doing. That way they understood. You didn't need a college degree, or you didn't need a thesaurus to figure out what some word was. So I'm going to try to put this in simple terms, layman's terms, that everybody's going to understand. We're going to have fun. This is going to be a fun channel, and I'm going to teach you things. I'm going to share things with you. I've got some videos coming out here in the next few days that are going to be really educational, and I hope you enjoy it. Talk to y'all soon, and I'll keep an eye on the weather, and we'll chat if something changes.